The rain hammered against the floor-to-ceiling windows of Chen Industries headquarters in downtown Seattle. Miguel Torres pushed his cleaning cart down the marble hallway of the executive floor, his worn sneakers squeaking softly against the polished stone. At 28, he'd been working night maintenance at the tech company for 3 years, invisible to most, essential to all. "Miguel, could you come here for a moment?" He turned to see Victoria Chen standing in her office doorway. The 35-year-old CEO was still there at midnight, as usual, her tailored suit somehow still crisp despite the late hour. "Yes, Ms. Chen. I spilled coffee on these blueprints. Do you have anything that might help?" She gestured to her desk where brown liquid pooled across architectural drawings. Miguel hurried over with absorbent cloths, carefully blotting the papers. As he worked, Victoria watched him with an intensity that made his hands shake slightly. "You're always so careful with everything," she observed. "Like it all matters." "It does matter, ma'am. These look important. Plans for our new sustainability campus." She paused. "You went to college, didn't you? I've seen engineering textbooks in your cart." Miguel felt heat rise to his face. "Online classes. I'm trying to finish my degree. In environmental engineering." Something shifted in her expression, a crack in the Ice Queen facade everyone whispered about. "That's impressive." Over the following months, their late-night encounters became routine. Victoria would find reasons to keep working until Miguel's shift. They'd talk about design, sustainability, his ideas for green infrastructure. She began asking his opinion on projects. He began staying later than necessary. The night it happened, Victoria had just lost a major investor. Miguel found her staring out at the city, tears threatening to fall. Even billionaires hurt, she'd whispered when he asked if she was okay. He shouldn't have touched her shoulder. She shouldn't have turned into his arms. But they did, and the careful distance they'd maintained shattered completely. Afterward, as they dressed in awkward silence, Victoria's walls rebuilt themselves brick by brick. "This was a mistake," she said, her voice cold. "It cannot happen again. Do you understand?" Miguel nodded, something breaking inside his chest. "Good. I'll see you're transferred to the day shift in another building." 4 months later, Miguel knocked on Victoria's office door. His hands trembled as he held the envelope. Her assistant tried to stop him. "Ms. Chen doesn't take unscheduled." "It's about a personal matter," Miguel said firmly. "She'll want to see this." Victoria's expression when she saw him was carved from ice. "You have 2 minutes." He slid the medical documents across her desk. "Ultrasound images. Test results. I thought you should know." She barely glanced at them. And it's yours. Ours. That's impossible. I don't have time for this nonsense, and I certainly don't have time for whatever scheme this is." She stood, her eyes hard. "Security will escort you out. If you contact me again, I'll pursue legal action for harassment." "Victoria, please. It's Ms. Chen. And we're done here." 6 months passed. Miguel worked double shifts at a different company, saving every penny for the baby. His sister Rosa helped when she could, but money was desperately tight. Then came the emergency. The baby arrived 2 months early, fighting for every breath in the NICU. Miguel sat by the incubator night and day, his hand pressed against the glass, whispering prayers in Spanish and English both. He didn't know how Victoria found out. Maybe her guilt had kept tabs on him. Maybe it was the private investigator's report on her desk. But on the 10th day, she appeared in the doorway of the NICU. Miguel looked up, exhausted, defeated. "You can have the lawyers draft whatever you want. I won't fight you. I just want him to live." Victoria said nothing. She moved to the incubator, and for the first time, really looked at the tiny baby inside. The infant had her grandmother's distinctive eyes, the grandmother whose photo sat on Victoria's office credenza. Her mother's eyes. The Chen family eyes that had skipped Victoria but appeared unmistakably in this struggling little boy. Victoria's hand flew to her mouth. Her knees buckled, and she caught herself on the edge of the incubator. "Oh my God," she breathed. "Oh my God, what have I done?" The baby's recovery took 2 months. Victoria paid for everything, the best doctors, the extended care, a comfortable apartment for Miguel near the hospital. But more than that, she was there. Every day. Learning to hold her son. Learning to be vulnerable. "I was terrified," she admitted one night as they sat in the NICU's family room. "My whole life, I've controlled everything. Built walls. Trusted no one. The thought of needing someone, of a child needing me. I couldn't face it. So I pretended it wasn't real." "And now?" Miguel asked quietly. "Now I know I've been living half a life. This little boy, our son, he's shown me what actually matters." She turned to Miguel, tears streaming down her face. "I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I want to be part of his life. Part of both your lives, if you'll let me." Miguel took her hand. "I never wanted anything else." 18 months later, Miguel graduated with his engineering degree, Victoria and baby James cheering from the audience. The next week, Victoria announced her new co-CEO, Miguel Torres, who would lead Chen Industries' new environmental division. "People will talk," she'd warned him. "Let them," he'd replied. "We know the truth." At the press conference, a reporter asked about the unusual promotion. Victoria smiled, a real smile, not the practiced one from magazine covers, and glanced at Miguel and James sitting front row. "I learned that the people we overlook, the ones we think beneath our notice, often have the most to teach us," she said. "I almost missed the greatest gifts of my life because I was too proud, too scared to see what was right in front of me." Real wealth isn't measured in bank accounts. It's measured in the courage to love, to admit when you're wrong, and to build something meaningful with people who truly see you. She looked directly at Miguel. "Sometimes the janitor isn't just cleaning your building. Sometimes he's showing you how to clean your soul."